In Ilfracombe, a seaside resort town on the southwest coast of England, surveillance video captures a group of neighborhood children playing in the surf along the pier's slipway. When suddenly, a rogue wave crashes on the ramp, knocking a girl between the railings. While she tries to hold on to the edge, the waves and current are too strong and quickly overwhelm the girl. Her two friends watch helplessly as the intense waves pull her further and further away from land, and any chances of a rescue begin slipping away by the second. Neighbors are alerted and rush to see the harrowing scene as their friends motion for the girl to swim, but she can't overcome the high tide. Seeing the girl is still possibly reachable, a neighbor rushes to the end of the pier and into dangerous waters in an attempt to grab her. Thankfully, there's a small lull in the wave break, and he's able to put her on his shoulders and bring her to safety, where she is treated for minor injuries and taken home. While the video is a reminder of the power of the sea, it's also proof that not all lifesavers are lifeguards. Sometimes they can be quick-thinking neighbors. We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where a resident security camera records a neighbor out walking her dog. As any responsible dog owner will tell you, there's a right way to deal with this situation and a wrong way. This woman chooses to walk away without picking up. So our frustrated neighbors plan a surprise. And when the dog walker returns 2 days later, they're waiting.
Clean up your dog poop. Excuse me, ma'am. Hey, you, clean up your dog poop. Stop letting your dog poop on my lawn. I have you on video. Come pick up this nice pile of that your dog left in my yard. I've been waiting for you for 2 days. You. Disgusting. Disgusting. Look at it. I have children here. That's your dog. Please pick it up. This will be every day. I will watch you every day. I have you on video. Pick up after your dog. Please pick up after your dog. Please pick up after your dog. Thank you for picking up the feces from my yard. I appreciate it greatly. Greatly appreciate it. Please leave my yard. You're trespassing. Get off my yard, you and your dog. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for being a courteous neighbor.
Camano Island, Washington is a picturesque vacation area within the Puget Sound, and nestled there is the childhood home of fashion designer Jersey Virago and her siblings.
My mom's house is located in a pretty quiet neighborhood, and everybody's pretty nice to each other, says hi. I still feel very attached to the house. I have a lot of memories in it. It took care of my mother.
After their mother passes away, Jersey's younger brother Michael takes the lead in watching over the property. But when he moves out, the local neighbors begin complaining about the comings and goings from the house. After learning of this, Jersey and her other siblings, who are all co-owners of the property, go to the home to investigate and learn several people they don't know claim to have an agreement with Michael to live in the house.
We all made a plan to go there and kind of see what's going on with the house.
Why are you here?
Jersey and her other siblings start asking questions of the people who claim they have a right to live there.
We had an agreement with him.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. It's voided. You guys didn't pay. Nobody paid anything.
That wasn't the
But
It doesn't matter. Michael doesn't own this house. I just need you guys to go.
When Jersey demands that one of the people needs to leave, he pleads his case for staying to the police.
And his sister is currently standing in my door.
It's not your door. It's not your door. You don't live here.
They weren't paying rent. They weren't on a lease. I don't know if he paid my brother rent.
She's not even a landlord, she's the sister, and she's just thinking she can enter my room.
A landlord. This is all of our house. They all own the house. We all own the house.
An officer ended up coming there and saying that we have to go to the courts and there's nothing that we can do.
Frustrated that they can't take action on this visit, Jersey and her siblings spend the next year pushing the issue through the court system, where a judge ultimately rules in their favor, giving them the authority to kick the unwanted tenants out of the house.
We didn't know exactly the process of like how this was gonna go. Like I just knew it was up to the sheriff to tell them that they had a certain amount of hours to get out of there.
No, if you go on the property, after 2 p.m., you're subject to being arrested.
The sheriff's department monitors the eviction day as the tenants scramble to remove their belongings from the property, while Jersey waits to gain entry.
2 p.m. Okay.
Well, they can finally go in.
With the green light, the siblings are finally able to take back control of the property, and they're shocked by what they see.
Holy this is craziness.
Seeing my mom's house in that state, it was just super sad. That was our house growing up.
But we got my mom's house back.
With the unwanted tenants gone, Jersey and her older brother turn their attention to restoring the house back to the way it was, so it can be sold.
That house gave me and my family like a lot of happy memories. And so I would hope that someone can live there that can honor it.
Despite the dark and dingy experience, Jersey is optimistic about the future.
It was just a lot for me. And I know other people have gone through this and are going through it. And I mean, they'll prevail too.
So gross. But we got my mom's house back.
In this Atlanta apartment complex, a woman's door camera catches her next-door neighbor's odd behavior outside her door. But one day, the neighbor's ritual hits a little too close to home.
Whoa, somebody just threw this at the door.
The woman's door cam catches her reaction to discovering a large wet splatter on her doorstep. The door cam also records when the police arrive, and the woman shows them the wet spot.
Just open my door and see this. It's coming from her door. She throws it real quick.
The woman claims her neighbor has thrown an unknown liquid on her door and doormat.
I want to pressure it. That's disgusting. It is what it smells.
The woman begins recording on her phone as they knock on her neighbor's door. But as she's questioned by the police, the neighbor has a divine explanation.
It's holy water.
Perhaps in an attempt to purify her surroundings, the neighbor claims to have doused the door with holy water. But whether holy water or not, the woman thinks her neighbor made an unholy mess.
We're gonna be civil. You're too old for this, I'm too old for this. This needs to be cleaned. This is not my mess. It's highly disgusting.
It's holy water.
Clean your mess.
The neighbor asks the woman to be more specific.
How can I clean the mess? Will I throw another cup of water? Is the water you want me to do? Get on my knees? At first or whatever, I thought you were cool.
Ma'am, I don't care. I just want this mess cleaned, please.
As tempers continue to rise, the officer intervenes.
I would just recommend going into your apartment.
Both neighbors agree to go inside and let things calm down.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
No further updates on this feud, but the neighbor now keeps her holy water at home. Fresno, California. A retired police officer is asleep in her quiet neighborhood when she hears a strange noise outside her door. Never having seen the woman before, she speaks to her over the camera.
Can I help you? Sorry to bother you. Please, can I hang out with them?
There's no one here. Mine.
The woman seems disoriented and confused. And despite finding out that she's at the wrong house, she attempts to open the door.
What the are you doing? Get away from my house now.
What the Can I go inside?
Get the out of my house.
But
you try to get away from my house.
The retired cop calls her local police department when suddenly the neighbor's demeanor becomes even more frantic. Realizing that the woman inside won't open the door, The neighbor tries to find any way she can to get inside the house.
What is going on? What is going on? I will shoot. I have a gun. Why? What are you doing?
Hearing the homeowner's threats, the neighbor tries to leave, but not before the cops arrive. The cops believe she may have been under the influence, but the neighbor says she mistook the house for her friends. After investigating the damage, the police arrest the woman and cite her with misdemeanor vandalism. And thankfully, this retired cop sleeps in peace, free of any surprise visitors in the night.
Can I go inside?
Shortly after bringing their newborn baby home to their Tampa, Florida condo, a couple find themselves in a rift with their downstairs neighbor, who's irritated with the noise they're making while tending to the newborn's needs. "Could you don't make that sound?" writes the neighbor. "Sound like stepping floors." And again the next day, "Don't hit the ground, please. You wake me up since 4 a.m. Now tiptoeing around their apartment at night, the new father checks in with his neighbor the following day. "Good morning. Was it better last night?" writes the new father. "Yes, it was much better. I slept till 7 a.m. And the matter appears to be resolved. But things take an eerie turn. According to the couple, a strange and noxious odor becomes noticeable at their front door. For several weeks, the intense odor comes and goes in waves, which the family claims causes irritation and nausea. After trying in vain to pinpoint the source of the smell, the husband suspects it might be coming from outside the front door and installs a hidden surveillance camera in a nearby plant just to see if he's missing something. And he's shocked by what he records. One afternoon, the husband gets a notification on his phone and promptly checks it, seeing his downstairs neighbor doing something suspicious at the bottom of his front door. Due to the camera angle, he is unable to make out the neighbor's actions in any conclusive way, so he readjusts the framing, hoping to get a more complete picture should the neighbor come back. And the very next day, the neighbor returns. The husband is shocked to see what looks like a syringe and vial in the neighbor's hands. And he does something even more chilling than the family could possibly imagine. He appears to inject something from the syringe under the door of the apartment. Shaken by what he sees, the husband immediately calls 911. The police and fire rescue teams arrive and check the family's vitals, assessing the effects of potential chemical exposure, something that is later confirmed by court records to be a mixture of the opioids, methadone, and hydrocodone, an extremely dangerous and sometimes lethal combination. The husband believes the neighbor's motives are driven by desire to get the family to move out. Upon seeing the video, the police arrest the neighbor. He is subsequently charged with battery, possession of a controlled substance, and aggravated stalking. According to police documents, the neighbor, a Chinese national pursuing a PhD in chemistry, is expelled from the local university and reportedly deported back to China. Thankfully, the father's intuition prevents the chemical attack from becoming deadly. But the ordeal leaves a deep and traumatic impact on the family, one that can hopefully fade over time. Moving is easy when you think you're moving to the nice part of town. So when Colette Ayala and Rick Hansen head to their new apartment in Tucson, they can't wait to become part of the community.
We came to this side of the neighborhood because on the south side, it was just way worse.
It's a small place, so being out on our front porch is a luxury for us.
Spending so much time on their front porch, it's not long before Colette and Rick meet their next-door neighbors. and they start noticing some concerning behavior almost immediately.
When I first seen the neighbors, they were coming out at night, I noticed.
I don't give a about your neighbor.
The people that they have in and out of there, it's never the same person twice. We moved from that for that purpose, and we don't want it here.
Worried about the strangers walking past their patio, Rick and Colette install security cameras and start to document the intense yelling next door.
At moments, they come out yelling, and it's sometimes scary to even go out because you don't know who's going to be out there.
Fed up with what Rick and Colette claim are the neighbors' guests hanging out on the patio, disrupting their sleep with late-night conversations, Rick starts verbally chasing them off.
No, you're not here.
Stop!
Quit camping out here, dude.
My camera's on live. Streaming live.
Whatever they're doing on our front porch is just weird.
We have a 15-year-old kid here, and I didn't want to come out of my house and see this. Get the out of here.
That's how we live right now, and we don't want to live like that.
One day, Rick and Colette's neighbor confronts them about their security camera.
This isn't illegal. This isn't illegal. Oh, there you are. This is legal, yo. 100%.
Her telling me that it was a felony to have the camera, I was at my breaking point.
Right after Rick and Colette think they've seen it all, Rick is home alone when a shocking scene begins unfolding right outside their front door.
Suddenly, I heard over a loudspeaker. I was in shock because the neighborhood that we live in, it's a really nice neighborhood. And usually stuff like this, especially SWAT, doesn't just show up at our apartment.
According to Colette and Rick, one of the neighbors is taken away by the agents. Left behind is their female neighbor, who continues to have frequent visitors. Today, Colette and Rick's neighbors have yet to move out, so they're keeping their cameras running and remaining vigilant.
We're not laying this guys down, and the day that they move out, we'll be out there just watching.
We have a 15-year-old kid here, and I didn't want to come out of my house to see this.
Hot air balloons are a common sight for neighbors in this Howell, Michigan neighborhood. As each year, they gather for the annual Michigan Challenge Balloon Fest. During the event, neighbors and the balloons compete to see who can drop the most markers onto targets on the ground.
Now this guy's gonna try to do it.
But as a neighbor records the event, he starts to notice that something is off with the yellow balloon above him. The aerial vehicle starts to descend, despite the pilot attempting to use hot air from the flame to propel it higher. But the balloon continues to drop.
Ron, you okay? Ron, are you okay?
A neighbor shouts for him to pilot it into a nearby lake before the entire balloon disintegrates.
Get on the phone now! 911!
So we need to go save him?
The man recording and other neighbors rush to the lake in an attempt to rescue the pilot.
He's out of the basket.
But before they can make it, neighbors fishing near the landing site are able to pull the man from the balloon and drag him safely to shore.
He's okay! He's in the boat! He's okay!
Much to the neighbor's surprise, the pilot escapes the crash unscathed. An investigation into the accident reveals that the hot air balloon loses elevation due to a mechanical failure in the burner. And these brave people prove that the sky is the limit when it comes to saving your neighbor.